Ramesh, can you hear me?
Yeah, Raj, I can hear you.
1 second, Ramesh. I think some. No, 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 I mean not this one. Ramesh, just 1 second. We are checking the volume actually. Audio settings and answer. No, no. This one, this audio we need. Something about it. Nothing is, not fine. So what else we will ask you, you will keep it one today. So let me open the yesterday's session. So this is what yesterday we tried to do.
Raj, can you brief about that? Whatever you did last end of the session? So is that right?
Yes, yes. I will repeat once again. You want me to repeat the last session, right?
Maybe last 10 to 15 minutes we missed that.
Yeah, yeah, I will go through again once again because anyhow we'll integrate this Excel to the object learning one. So in that case you will get to know again what exactly Excel we are doing.
Okay.
Yeah. Just let me recall the things what we did in the last session. Let me recall the things and let me figure out what are the components or what are the commands we used in the last session. Okay. Still, again, I will repeat this Excel operation once again because we need to integrate this Excel with the object learning so that we need to get the data from Excel and we need to punch into the web application. So that is today's target, right? So let me recall the yesterday's class. What are the steps we did? What are the commands we used to achieve those steps, right? So open Excel file, get the data from Excel sheet. Okay, and one more we did is we set the data to Excel sheet. Okay, set some sample data, set data to Excel sheet. Okay, these are the three simple steps we did yesterday's class. To achieve these three steps, we use the commands we used is commands used. Okay, the commands we used is so command one is open spreadsheet. Open spreadsheet is one command which opens the Excel file. Right? Open spreadsheet is one command which opens the Excel file. Okay. Apart from that, we used, of course, this comes under the parent command would be the Excel. Okay. The parent command would be the Excel. Under Excel, we have these are these are the sub commands, or we can say sub commands. Under this main command, we have something called as the sub commands. One is open spreadsheet. We use one is open spreadsheet to open an Excel file. To get the data, we use get all cell, get cells. Okay. Again, inside the get cells, we have some sub options. Get particular cell, get range of cell, get all cell. Okay. In this again, we have some sub options, right? One is get a particular cell. Okay. If you want to get a specific cell, we go for get that specific cell. If you want to get a range of data, you can say get a range of cells. If you want to get a entire data, you can say get all cells. Right? So basically, the command would be the get cell, right? So we went with we tried with all the options, but end of the day we went with get all cell. Right? Apart from that, we did something called as go to cell. Okay, go to cell. Okay. Is that go to cell or what exactly is? Let me check. Yeah, go to cell. Okay, go to cell. So one more command is go to cell. Go to cell. So if you want, you can take notes. So I'm explaining each and every command why we are using those commands and all. Uh, So if you want, you can take a note of that. Yeah, go to cell. Go to cell is a command to navigate from one cell to another. Okay, go to cell the command to navigate from one cell to another cell. Okay, so in this again we have multiple options. Again in this we have multiple options. Let me open and show you. When we drag and drop this go to cell, when drag and drop this go to cell, we have these many options. Okay, one cell left, one cell right, one cell below, one cell above. Okay, begin from the row. So when we say begin from the row, it start from that particular row. Okay, the column one. Okay, it start from that particular row. End of the row. When cell is somewhere, when the cursor is somewhere, when you say end of the row, it goes that end of that particular row. Okay, begin from the column. Okay, if you say begin from the column, the first column, whatever the first column is there, at that particular column, it will start. Fine, end of the column. What are the column you are mentioning? The end of that column it will start. So again, these are the commands, again sub commands or options in the go to cell. Okay, in the go to cell, these are all the commands. I mean options we have. So the whole picture, the go to cell to navigate from one cell to other. Okay, to navigate from one cell to other. So this is one thing. Okay. So apart from this, again we have this is the commands we use with respect to Excel. So apart from this, we use some system variables or no, we use some loop commands, right? We use some loop commands. We use some loop commands. Inside the loop, inside the loop command, inside the loop command, we have something called as each row in Excel data. Each row in Excel data set. Okay, each row in Excel data set. So this is the command we use, right? Each row in Excel data set. One is why we are using this command. When we say get all cell, the entire data would be stored in this variable, that is Excel data set. With the name of Excel data set, let me highlight that one. This is a variable. I mean, this is a area where which
Raj,
yes, Ramesh.
can you brief about that? What are the variables and data types, or any control flows we have in this automation anywhere?
You want me to list all the variables, data types?
What?
Huh.
Yeah.
Got it, Ramesh. So what I'm doing is, whenever I'm using, so already I showed you one kind of variables like system variables and user defined variables. We have only two type of variables. One is system variable and user defined variable, right? So again, the types of
Okay.
variable we don't have the integer type or string type or boolean type or such. We have only straightforward. We have something called as variable. That's it. Okay.
Okay.
So in .NET or Java, I really don't know about the .NET, but in Java, we have the data types. Data types, that is, it is an integer data type, or is a string data type, or is a boolean data type, or something like that. But
Hmm.
in this tool, we have straightforward variables. No data type. We don't have concept of data type in this tool. So in this variable, you can store the integer values, you can store a string values, you can store a boolean values, whatever you want, you can store it. Okay.
Okay. Even
So
if you want to store any specific value, either like integers or digits value, so we can directly allocate the variables. Like
yeah,
don't
yeah,
need to use any data type.
right. You can directly go ahead and create a variable. You no need to specify what data type is about. Just create a variable. You
Mhm.
can store any kind of variable over there. So we don't have the concept called as data type.
Okay.
Yeah.
Means when we are writing a code, in such a case, we don't need to uh, add any data variables.
No need. You just create a variable. Say suppose x, y, z, whatever variable you want to create, and you can store whatever data you want to store. You may store the text, you may store the integers, you may store the boolean, whatever you want to store, you can store it. Okay. We don't have a concept called as integer, string, float, or such. Okay. So the very first class or second class I showed how to create a user variable as well. So if you see that we don't have any concept of data type over there. Okay. Still still when we are coding, you will get to know very clear about that. Okay.
Okay.
Just hold for fine.
Okay, right, right.
Yeah. Thanks. So one is each row in data Excel dataset. This is one loop condition we used. Why we are using dataset? Because when we say get all cells, that would be stored in the dataset. That will be stored in the dataset, and we need to loop the dataset and we need to get each and every value. Fine. So inside the dataset, we have again sub one system variable we are using inside the dataset. That is Excel column. Excel column of index. Excel column of index. Here index means here index means your index is or index means your index is column number. Column number. Column number. So while doing the looping, while doing the looping, we need to use some variable to get that value, right? We need to use some variable that get that value. That is the system variable. This is a system variable. Excel column of index. So Excel column of index is a system variable which will give you the exact that column values. Okay, whichever column you mention, that column values would be displayed or that column values would be fetched. Okay. So this is one system variable we are using. Okay. This is a system variable we are using. Fine. So apart from that, are we using anything? So this is what we are using here. And we tried with a counter also. One more system variable called counter. Even counter also we are using. Right. Fine. So to achieve these three steps, these are the commands we so far we used. Okay. These are the commands we used. Okay. Fine. So yesterday we were facing some issues, right? We are not able to set the data till the end of that record. We are missing the last record. So I'm trying to figure out that one why it's happening is we wrote one condition. If counter get then one. So in that case, what happens is first time it will set the value. First time one record will be done. Okay. First iteration, the value won't be set. It won't set the value. From second record, it will try to set the value. So we will miss that one count. So that's why one count is reduced in the bottom. Okay. For that, what we'll do is we'll increase the counter value in advance. We'll say counter is for 2. We set the counter as 2. From 2, then we'll start loop. So in that case, we won't miss that that particular. Okay, I will show you one second. I will show you one second. Yeah. So let me delete this all code. So let me specify that sheet because this is a system we changed. Okay, we change the machine. So if you change the machine, this would be changed, the username or something like that, right? So this would be changed. So again, I want to I want to deselect that one, reselect that one. Let me check where it is. Okay, here it is. Right? Okay, so this is what we want to open, right? Yeah, open it. Okay, contains header, fine. So to get a cell, so that will give you the when you run this when you run this second line, it will set the data to all to Excel dataset. It will store the data in Excel dataset. Now we are looping that Excel dataset. Okay, now we are looping that Excel dataset in order to get all the values, right? So we'll try to put a message box in between that. So we'll try to put a message box to ensure that we are getting the data or not. Okay, just to ensure that are we able to get the data or not. So when we are looping the Excel data set, I said we use one comma, one system system variable, that is Excel column. Fine. So press F2. Press F2. So there is something called as Excel column. Give the column number. Column number is 2. We want the data from second column. Right? Column number is 2. Fine. Now let me run this. Let me run this once again. Oh, it's already data is got. Okay. IBM. See UBS, CTS. Again, it's taking time for the fourth one, Pepsi. So this is a problem with the message box. It's taking a lot of time to display that message box. So to avoid that, we went with a text file, right? But okay, we'll stop this again. If I set the text file again, you guys will confuse. Okay, let me put it very simple now.
It's taking when you in Excel column, you're taking first record.
Right.
First, if you count as 0, it count as 1.
Actually, it leaves the headers. It won't count the header.
Yeah.
So it count from here. It count as 1.
Count as
1. Yeah.
Yeah, then if you take 1 to 1, right?
Hmm.
Next it will be end of the section.
I didn't get your question.
But even column of 2 means
Second column.
we go as
Yeah. Column of 2 means this one. Okay. Excel column of 2 is this one. Yeah, we are not considering the header part because we check that contains header one, right? So it will won't consider the header one. After the header, whatever the data is there, it will take the data.
By using counter also it will take that.
Yeah, you can check anyways, and you can go with any kind of stuff. Otherwise, you can say get particular cell. If that particular cell get value, then that way you can. But anyhow, the tool is giving some flexible of getting all the all the data and iterating over that. So that is very pretty simple, right? Just 2 lines of steps rather putting all the
So,
function. Yeah. Any queries on?
yeah, Raj. So
Yes.
if in the real time, what is the data sets? Like only Excel type of data sets we're dealing, or any other type, like
No,
CVS and Excel only?
only Excel, only Excel.
Okay.
Yeah. And clearly the loop says Excel data set. The name itself says that it's Excel,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, okay. Let me close this and let me close this. Save it. So now it goes. Okay. So let me delete these messages, or I'll uncomment this one. I'll uncomment, disable this one, right? Fine. So we get to know that we are able to fetch each and every data. Now we'll try to set a data to Excel sheet, right? We'll try to set a data to Excel sheet. So for that again we have a command called set. Under Excel we have a command called set cell. Okay? By using the set cell, we can set a data to Excel sheet. Okay? Okay. Just specific cell. Uh, the specific cell might be, let me open for your reference. Okay, the specific cell might be C2. The specific cell might be C2. From C2 to C6, from C2 to C6, we are trying to set some value, some test value. Okay, as of now, we'll try to set some test value. Okay, so we'll say C2, save it. Oh, sorry, it's asking for value, right? Okay, we'll say test, some test value. Okay, but here the 2 should be increased. The 2 should be increased. Okay, every time the 2 should be increased because the column would be fixed, but the row would be increased, right? So in that case, we need to write a logic such that this should be increased dynamically. Okay, the 2 should be increased dynamically because first time it will set in C2. Next time, for next record, it has to set to C3. C4, C5. So it has to go that way, right? So we need to write a logic such a way that this 2 should be increased dynamically. Or else let me run this one. Let me run this one. You'll get to know what exactly happening. So that again we can try to fix that issue. Right? Okay, let me run this one. So what happening is every time it is setting the value to C2. Okay. Every time it is setting the value to C2. Though you or else to make some difference, we'll put some condition over there to just to make some difference. Whether you really don't know, is it every time setting or is it just setting only one time, right? So for that, what I will do is I'll put some counter over here. Okay, I will put some counter over here. So first time it will set test one, second time it will set test two, test three, so far so on till test 5 it will set. Okay. So ideally the last value should be test 5 because it is overriding that cell. Every time it is overriding that cell. So ideally the last value should be a test 5. Okay. Just to make some difference, just to want to ensure that see, it is setting test 5. So what happened here is it is overriding everything. It is setting on the same cell because we said only C2, right? So it is setting the test 1 at the same place, test 2 at the same place. Finally, the last value would be the test 5, and the last value would be set over there. So you can't see the remaining value because that got overridden, right? So what we'll do is now we need to increase that one. Okay. Now we need to increase this C2. Okay. For that we need to write a logic. Okay. So we'll do one thing. We'll we create a variable. We create a variable user counter. We created a variable with name user counter. Right? We created a variable with name user counter. We do some variable operation. What is this variable operation? I will explain. Okay, we'll do some variable operation here. What we say is for this user counter, we'll assign a counter, we'll assign a counter, and we'll add +1. Okay, for this user counter, we are assigning some counter value and adding +1. So
shortcut key uses
yeah, F2. So when we want to insert some variables, we'll press F2 over here. Okay, F2. Fine. So what exactly the variable operation we are doing? We are assigning some value to one of the variable. Okay, we are assigning, or say suppose a is equal to 10. Okay, b is equal to something 0. If you say b equal to a, then b should assign with value 10. Okay, I'll show you once. So what exactly we are doing is, suppose say a is equal to 10. Okay, a is an integer, a is a value which holds value 10. A is a variable which holds value 10. Now B, we have nothing. Now B, we have nothing. So what I am doing is, I am saying B is equal to A. I am saying B is equal to A. So this is the assignment operator we are doing in variable using variable operator. Okay, we are doing with this operation we are doing with variable operator. Okay, so the variable operator, how we can define is a command which used to assign some value to a variable. Okay, which used to assign some value to a variable. So, directly you can assign a value or value instance like 10, 11, 12, something like that, or else you can assign some other variable also. Okay, you can assign some other variable. So in our case, what we are doing, we are assigning counter. Counter value starts from 1. Okay, counter value start from 1, and we are adding something to it, +1. Now the user counter value should be now 2. Okay, counter is 1 plus adding 1, so user counter is 2. Fine. Initially it should be 2 now, right? So here what is there? C2. So we want to change the 2, right? What we'll do? We'll directly pass a variable user counter this counter initially holds value 2. Okay. Now this entire meaning is C2. Fine. Entire meaning is C2. Now how it is increasing? First time it will C2, then again you start the loop. Again it will increase the value by 1. That would be 3. Then you set to C3. Okay. Then it set as C3. Then again loop starts and increase by 1. 4. Again set to C4. So it's go and set to the increase the dynamic the row count would be dynamically increased, and accordingly the value would be set. Okay. So this is the whole logic we are doing, right? And let me run this now. See, now we are able to get. Right? Initially, we are able to set only to this particular cell because we are not dynamically increase that value. So because of that, it is setting to this only to this particular cell. But now we are increasing that row count, so accordingly we are setting the values to that particular cell.
So why it is taken to test 5, not test 6?
Test 5? Yeah, only 5 records are there, right?
So how it is calculating whether how many records?
So that's what this is what it does. This loop will do each row in data set. Okay. So how many rows are in data set? Those many times it will iterate.
So if we increase one more, then test 6.
Yes, test 6 will become. Right. Yes.
Rashekar, I have a
Yeah.
doubt here.
Yeah, Madhu is right.
Yes.
Yes, Madhu.
Thing is, when we are setting a command in a set window, set cell window,
Right.
so there we are using counter.
Right.
Can't we give their counter plus 1 in a set window?
No, we can't do
So
that.
we are adding we are adding variable extra, na? So that's what
Yeah,
I'm
got it.
asking.
Yeah, got it. It's fair question actually. Uh, so what happens is, actually classroom session can't hear your query. Just I want to repeat the query. So what Madhu is saying is, why we are using the extra variable here? Why don't we set the same here directly in this column only? I mean in this area only, like say uh, just adding the counter, okay, inserting a counter, and why don't we do this way? This is the question, right, Madhu? This is the question you are asking, right?
Exactly, Rashekar.
Yes. So why don't we do this way? But if you run this Madhu, if you run this one, right, it will show the format issue. So this is the format. This is not the format it is expecting actually. So this will not work here. Okay. Let's run this. You'll exactly know what is the error we are getting, right? So fine. We'll run this. Oh, again, if it throws error, again it will take some time. See, the specified cell is part of the header row and cannot set to, okay. Okay. So again it's setting to the header value. Again it's setting to the header value, but this is not the error actually. Actual error, this is not the actual error. The actual error is it will say the format issue. So this is not the actual, this is not an this is an invalid format. It says that this is an invalid format because the format should be this way. You can't do any operations over there. You can just directly set a value to it, but you can't do any operation over there, like place minus into or something, whatever you want to do. You can't do any operations over there. So it will throw a format issue.
Okay, Rashekar, but there is another column, I mean another tab, there is cell value.
Right.
Even there also we were using that counter, test counter.
Yeah. Cell value you can do anything. Cell value you can write anything. You can write anything. You can write XYZ, something else. This is a value. Just we are putting some value to it. So it might be anything. You can type anything XYZ, or you can put some into minus everything.
So here also we cannot able to use that
No,
format.
no.
Format plus one
No,
format.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, it is cell address actually. So this column holds the cell address. So when you say cell address, it should be in a specific format. Okay, you can't do any operation over there. But here we are setting some message. Okay, we are writing some message to a cell, or we are setting some value to a cell. The value might be anything. You can type XYZ, you can type anything, star into minus. So everything taken is to consider as a value, rather operator or something. It won't consider as operator. It will consider as a value. Okay. So that's how it works.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. So what we did, yeah, we set this one. Fine. Good.
I have a doubt.
Yes.
Here, when you are taking each showing data set,
Right.
6 columns are
Mhm.
in third column is blank.
Blank.
Yeah,
Okay.
if you count that empty or if you add that is okay.
Uh, Actually, it will count as empty, but still it will add a test value to it. Yeah, it will add a test value to it. So to avoid that, we need to put a condition. We need to put a condition where such that we just check whether it is empty or not. Okay, again, that will come in a higher level. We'll slowly move to that as well. Okay.
And just find out.
Yeah, got it. Got it. Yeah, yeah, it will consider. I mean, it will set a value to it because it will consider in a loop. Right. Okay. So this is all we did. We'll try to get a data. We are able to set a data. We used one more new point is variable operation. Okay, and I hope you guys understood why we are going for variable operation, right? Fine. So any queries still online, offline?
If it is message box found, then it means what it does.
If you enable this message box, it will show you a message box with value. That's it. It's just a message box for user. Yes, for user verification. Just I kept some message box, but in our case, what happening is it's taking some time. It's taking some time to display that message box. So we don't want to waste that time, right? So what I did is I disabled that message box. Fine.
Can we work on that?
How can we overcome? It is all depends on the speed of the tool because it's a trial version, so might be some issues with the trial version. In generally in ideal case in a license version, it won't be the issue. The issue won't be there in license version. Fine. Okay. So the task is so this is what we are trying to do. We are able to achieve this one. Now we are trying to integrate. We try to integrate all this stuff. Okay. So we try to integrate all this stuff. Okay, we'll try to integrate all this stuff. Uh, what we'll do is we'll get a data from Excel sheet. Okay, we'll set it to some application, some NASDAQ application, and we'll process it, and we'll get a company name and stock price and set it back to the Excel file. Okay, so that is the whole story we'll try to do now. It is a whole full-fledged use case, I can say. Okay, so what we'll do is let me open the previous this one. Once again, I will run this code. Once again, I will run this code. Okay, I will make this disable again, or else again it will take some time to display that one. Let me try this once again. Let me run this once again code so that you can recall the things what we discussed on this. Right? Okay. Okay. It's opening the website. This also we can handle. This creates. Okay.
Can you handle the pop-up?
Yeah, we can handle. We can handle. That is all comes in the exceptional cases. So if any exceptions occurs, like if any pop-up comes in, how to handle it. Okay, we're able to open this one. See, in this system, it's pretty slow. So we need to go with some delays, guys. We need to put some delays over here. It's not working. Something went wrong here. Yeah. This code we developed in one machine, and now we are running in some other machine. So maybe the properties, maybe okay. Let me uncheck this one. Let me uncheck this path and domains path. So this might the problem which create This might be the variables which create that problem, because path and domains path is all browser dependent. Okay, browser dependent. It may changes accordingly. Okay, it may changes accordingly. So the best practice is remove this path and domains path, run the code. If it is working fine, then okay. Or else worst case we can go for path. Okay. If not working, then we can go for path. So maybe this might be the case, because of that it throwing some issue, throwing some error. So just let me remove all this path and domains path. Okay, so in this case we have only three options. So let it be, let it be. If still it's not working, we need to think for alternate. Okay, let me take this as well. Let me run this code again. So this comes into when we go for testing, right? You need to test in different machines actually. You need to test in different machines, whether your code is behaving same in all the machines or not. Okay. So this is comes in the testing phase. Still we are facing some issues. Sorry. Yeah, wait command or something like that, because window title window cannot find window title, this one. Why? Window title is there. Okay, let me put some delays. Let me put some delays. So because the window, we need to wait for the window title, that window got loaded. So let me put some 2-second delay. 2-second delay. Let me run 1 second. Clear this one. Close all windows. Run it. Still the window is loading. Still the window is getting loaded. But how come I didn't see, I can't see this program running here? Finish. Window title could not come on. Okay, this is the window and this is the title we are trying to capture. Let me do this manually 1 second. Let me recapture this one once again. Let me recapture this. Something changed in the window title. Okay, some change was made in the window title. Let me check this one. Oh, got it. See here, saying Windows. It added something called as Windows to it. Okay, let me show you. Let me copy this one. Let me copy this one. So why this happening is, this is because we got the error. This is because we got that error. This is the title. This is the title which is existing right now, right? But when we coded that one, the title was something different. See, the Windows got added here. So current title is showing the Windows, but when we coded that time, it was Internet Explorer, just Internet Explorer. So it is looking for the Internet Explorer, but it found Windows. It's not the Internet Explorer does not exist over there. So that's why it's saying was not able to find that window. Which window? This window. this window it's not able to find because it is not that window right now. Right? So to avoid that, we need to do something called as yeah, we'll put star over here. Okay. But we'll put star over here. So this is only the change, right? This is only the change. The rest is same. The rest part is same, but only the part is this part is got changed. This part got changed. So I put over the star. If I put over the star, whatever the window title will be, it should work. Okay. Okay. Let me do the same thing to the rest also. Let me do the same thing to rest. Uh, here also. Here also we'll put star. Okay. Here also we'll put star. We'll put star over here. And here also, yeah, here it is already there. Fine. I hope this should work now. Okay. This should work now. I hope you guys understood why exactly it is failing. So firstly, we thought of maybe because of the slow performance, so we need some delay, so we get some delay. Again, we tried. Still, it's not working. Again, we figure out that the window title is getting changed. Right? No, now it's working fine. Okay. Now we are good to go. Okay. Now what we'll do is this is the previous case we did and previous use case we did. We'll try to integrate both. We'll try to integrate both. Okay. Now, guys, help me. Where I need to call this Excel, where I need to call that get cells. So we need to figure out exactly where I need to call that get cell, where I need to set that cell. So all the stuff we need to do, right? Okay. Kiran 9:30, yeah. Class 9:30. Okay. Uh, Fine. So after opening or before opening, we can open an Excel sheet and we can get a data. Okay. We can open an Excel sheet and we can hold the data. Okay. So what we'll do is I'll try to copy this entire this thing. Okay. I'm copying these two lines. Okay. You can copy this way. One note here is when you are trying to copy this code, the variables won't be copied. Yeah, you need to separately copy the variables or you need to create the variables separately. So any of the one you can do. But when you say copy this, so only these lines would be copied. The variables won't be copied. Okay. So yeah, this one. So what I will do is first let me open an Excel sheet. I will read all the data. Then I open a web browser, web application. Then here I need to set a data. Okay, here I need to set a data. So to set a data, we need to get the data from Excel, right? That particular data we need to get from Excel sheet. Fine. So here what we'll do is we'll copy this line, the line which gives us so this loop, entire loop. Okay, this entire loop will give us data from Excel sheet, right? This loop will give us each and every individual record or each and every value of that particular cell. It will give to us, right? Okay, we'll do this one. We'll copy this one. We'll paste over here. Okay, right? So in this, what we are using, we'll delete this one. We are deleting that one. What we are saying, get all cells return, right? So we need to set that variable. Okay. Just see one step after the moving slowly to the loop. So what is this contains? This is the one which we need to set a ticker value. Okay, this is the one we need to set a ticker value. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll write a variable operation over there. We'll do one variable operation again. Why? Because we are already using the variable called ticker value, right? We use some variable. So we have something called as ticker. Okay. Okay. So we are assigning some value to ticker. What is the value? The Excel what we get from Excel, that value we are assigning to ticker. So that is Excel column of 2. Excel column of 2. Excel column of 2. Excel column of 2. We are setting to D ticker. What this Excel column of 2 holds? The list of companies. The list of companies it holds. So every time it will set to this ticker. Right? Every time it will set to the ticker. Okay. Every time it will set to ticker, and it comes to this step, and in this step we are setting that value here. Okay. So every time this will be set dynamically. Every time this will be set dynamically because this is in a loop. This is in a loop. First time it will get IBM and it will set as IBM. Second time it will get as CTS and it will set to CTS. UBS, UBS. So it goes on, right? Fine. Now we set that one. Okay. After setting, we need to do all these operations, right? So this all operation will comes in the loop. Okay. So this is a repeated operation, right? So for each and every ticker, these all 4 steps has to be executed. For each and every ticker value, these 4 steps has to be executed repeatedly. So that's why we are moving these 4 steps into loop. Okay. So first it set for IBM, it clears the real time, it gets the company name, it gets the stock price, and now we are setting back to the Excel sheet.
Okay. The value we gave is test run. So that should be removed.
We will remove that one. Now, yeah, that's what. Now we are setting to it. Okay. Now we are setting. Okay. Fine. So we'll clear it. We'll clear this one. We'll clear this one. Now, ideally, now what we should do? We should set a company name here. We need to set a stock price here. Again, company name, stock price. Company name, stock price. So forth, so on. So for 55 records, we need to set the values. Right? Fine. So this one will give a company name. This one will give a stock price. Fine. Now here in value place, what we'll do is we'll set company name. Okay. C2. C2 in C2 set a company name. Fine. I can copy this one. I can copy and paste because second value we need to set. We set company name. Now first value company name we have set. Now we need to set the stock price. Okay. Stock price is in which column? It is in D. That is D2. Fine. Now we need to set in D2. Same step. Again, the same step we are repeating. Just we are changing the column. That's it. Just we are changing the column name, and that value we are setting. That value we are changing. Right. That would be stock price. Fine. That would be stock price. Okay. So every time for each and every record, this all operation will be done. Okay. This all operation will be done. Fine. So here one challenge again. If you do this, we'll face one error or one issue. We throw one error. So see here. Okay, let me run. Let me run. I will explain it. Variables. What are the variables here we used? Yeah, here we use user counter. There is no user counter, so we can't copy this variable. Copy. You can even create a variable, or to avoid that typo errors, just copy paste. Okay, paste. That variable got pasted here. Fine. So again, that variable we are using here, no issues. So variable is done. Still we have one more issue. Still we have one more issue. So what is the issue? Let me run this once and I will explain you exactly why it happened. It's launching the first record. UBS it was set as UBS, not UBS, IBM there. It should be IBM. So it was set as IBM. It navigated to the next page. It's doing object learning over there. Yeah. Text box search criteria does not match. User input. Line number 7. Line number 7. So this is not the issue I'm expecting. User input. URL problem. Got it. Fine. So this is the error we are expecting actually. This is the error we are expecting. So why this happened, you know? What we are doing initially, we are opening this page. Okay. Initially, we are opening the page. This page we are opening. Okay. This page we are opening. Let me debug step by step. Initially, we have opened the page. Then it got into the loop. It got into the loop. So by doing some variable operation, let's try to set IBM. If you see here, one record will be processed. The second record won't be processed. Why? Because that is the issue actually. So it got open this one. This got set to IBM. This got set as an IBM here. First record is IBM. It got set as IBM. Let me do the manually. Let me show you manually. IBM. Okay. The second line. No, not deleting the previous. It's not navigating back to the home page. Okay. So it got set. In this step, it got set the IBM value. In this step, it's clicking the real stock. Okay. Okay. Did I click? Yeah, now it got. Okay. In this step, it's clicking the real stock. In this step, it's getting the company name, this name. In this step, it's getting the stock price. Then finally, it went to the Excel sheet. It set the company now here. This line set the stock price. Okay. Now again, from where it will start? From here. From here it will start. So where the page is now? It is in the second page. But what we need first page. Right? We need first page. What we will look for? It will look for first page. Right? Setting the value should be in first page. But we are in second page. So it's trying to find that control. So it says, boss, you said something to find. I'm not able to find that text box. It's showing that error. So what we should do? We should go back to the first page again. For every record, again we need to go back to the first page. So manually how we do? We say back. Manually what we do? We say back and we'll start for second record. So this is the approach for manually. So how we can automate it? We have something called as navigate. Okay? We have something called as navigate. In web recorder, we have something called as navigate. Navigate URL. It will navigate back to that particular URL. Whichever URL we mention, to that particular URL, it will navigate back. Fine? So navigate is a command which used to navigate the browser to previous pages or to specific URLs. Fine? So here comes the command called navigate. Okay? So where you place this navigate? After processing, right, before end of the loop, we'll put this command, navigate. So before that, let me copy this URL. Let me copy this URL. I want to navigate to this URL, right? I want to navigate back to this URL. So one thing can be happen. Before going to navigate, we can do one more thing. We can open every time. Inside the loop, we can open every time, but it is not the not the correct coding or not the good coding, because every time the new section would be open, every time the multiples window would be open. Say suppose there are 100 records, just imagine. So 100 windows would be open here. Got my point? So that's why we are not putting this command in a loop. That's why we are not putting this command in a loop. To overcome that, we have something called as navigate. Okay, we have something called as navigate. I'm placing at the end before that loop because that is the place where we need to navigate back, right? Fine. Closing. Right. Now, ideally, what should happen after setting this? It will navigate back to first page. Again, it will say again again it will get the next next variable. Again, it will set next goes on. In the or till end of all the records, right? Till end of all the records. Let me close this one. I mean, refresh this one. Okay. We have something called as close spreadsheet, but why I'm not using is because again I need to open to show you guys, right? So that's why I'm not using the close spreadsheet. Once we're done with this task, then finally I will show you how to close a spreadsheet. Now we'll run this task. Let me save this. Let me save this. I will close this all the browser. Okay. Let me run this. Let me run this. IBM concept has IBM first. Oh, this one we can handle. What is it? I should play in seventh step. Again, we went something wrong with the seventh step. Let me check what is the seventh step is. Okay. So it is not getting navigated back, right?
Actually, the same with IBM and Windows is going
No, that is not there. Yeah, that is not creating issue. Let me wait for error. What error it's showing? Actually, it is not navigated back to that previous window. Okay. When we try to navigate back, it given some pop up, right? So because of that, maybe because of that, it is not getting navigated back. Okay, let me check this. So obviously, it will throw a text box not found error. Let me do this one. So when we say navigate, yeah, text box not found. When we're navigating, it is not navigating back to that window. Why that is happening? Let me check. Let me check once again. So one record will be processed, that is sure. That is for sure one record will be processed. So second record is not getting processed. Let me see that one once again. Okay. Ideally, it should navigate back, but we while navigating, some pop-up or message was thrown, right? So because of that, maybe. Okay, let me run once again. Typing IBM. First record is good. Yeah, now it got navigated. Now it got navigated.
What's the problem?
We got some pop-up, right? Saying some close, you want to close. So I said close. So that's why the first page got closed. So maybe because of that. Now it's getting navigated actually. So this page,
This kind of primary,
yeah, we can handle that one. There are a lot of checks before doing this code. We need to put a lot of checks, whether that window is there or not, whether that object is there or not. We can put on object level. On object level, we are trying to set some text, right? We can check whether the text box is exist or not. Okay. So that way we can handle all the situations. We'll see all these situations in error handling. Error handling cases we
so
can see
here,
all this.
when entering text, it is not clearing previous text. So first is IBM,
Yeah, got
it
it.
is continuing in the space.
We can clear it off. We can clear it off, but if it is not facing, it is not creating any issue, right? So no need. It is not creating any issue, so it's not a big deal. And we can clear it off this text, but still, for in our case, it's not creating any issue. So we are
Do
leaving
we
it.
have any command to clear the text box?
Yeah, we have command to clear the text box. That is in web recorder. We can see that. Okay. Fine. So all the records got processed and all the values got set. Okay? All the records got processed, all the values got set. Okay? So now this is done. So you want to close the Excel sheet. You want to close the spreadsheet. So when you try to close it, ask what you want to save the changes or not. Okay? So again, do we need to capture that pop-up? Do you want to save the changes or not? Ideally, we need to capture the pop-up. No. But in our case, we have command. We have command close. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it should be in Excel. Yeah, we have command close spreadsheet. We have command close one. After completing all the tasks, that should be outside the loop. It asks for the session. Which session you want to close? Which session you want to close? Do not save the changes. If you say do not save the changes, it won't save the changes. It will close off. If you say if you're not checking this one, it will save the changes and it will close. But in manually, if you say close, it asks what you want to save or not. So that would be handled here only. Okay. Right. That would be handled over here only. So let me run only this code. Okay. I want to run only this code. I want to run only this code. Okay. Run from this step is one command, or run from this one option. We can run from that particular step. Oh, so it has to open, right? It has to open. It has to open and close. So that should be, that should be a link. Okay. So we can't close. So when we run this again, then it can be closed. Okay. When we run this again, it can be closed. So this is the one. This is the one command which saves the data and close the Excel sheet. This saves the data and close the Excel sheet. Okay. Yeah. So this is what the whole, So I think Vidhan, right? So this is the same process you do, right? Getting data from Excel and putting some in application. Of course, might be the business logic placed inside, but still the overall picture is this one, right? The components are the flow, the overall architecture flow would be this one. The flow would be this one. Yeah. So any queries, online, offline?
Uh, for a small doubt, can we get a video recording of this class?
Yeah, we are recording this class. We're recording this class. We'll share with you guys. So just now I talked to.
Actually,
Sorry.
today I'm not record. Yeah,
Sorry.
Webex recording.
Yeah,
Uh, Today, regarding today's class.
yes, yes.
Daily we can see that even Webex regarding is
I
doing some
yeah, we recorded
work in a
here.
corner, but today we cannot able
Uh-huh.
to see that. So that's
Actually,
what
you
I'm
see,
asking. Do we get a video recording of this class?
got it, Madhu. See here, we are recording actually. The meeting recorder itself, on. See here. Oh my God. Again, I lost it. Again, lost the connection, guys. Yeah. Come on, come on, come on. Video record already. Video record. Okay. Actually, network totally was. We lost the audio connection. Audio record. Hey, folks, password in this? Correct?
JMS one.
ఇప్పుడు నేను ఐడియల్ చేసిన ఇట్స్ ఓకే నాట్ లైక్ దట్ గైస్ మీకు పాస్వర్డ్ షేర్ చేస్తాను కిరణ్ టక్న ఓపెన్ చేసి జై ప్రసాద్ జీ అని
మళ్ళీ మార్చడానికి
ఇట్స్ ఓకే లేదు మీకు యాక్చువల్ షేర్ చేస్తాను పాస్వర్డ్స్ బైక్ పాస్వర్డ్ షేర్ చేస్తాను మీకు ఇది కూడా కనెక్ట్ అవుతుంది Madhu has left. Hey, yes, Ramesh, just now we lost this audio connection, so we are back now. Yeah, Madhu left. Oh, okay. So yeah, we recorded the video actually. We have recorded. We used this video only. I mean, the meeting recorder. We can share this video with you guys. So, any more queries? Ramesh, Madhu, Hanuman?
Till now, we don't have any queries,
Thanks,
Ramesh,
Madhu.
Sarashekar.
Thanks, Madhu. Thanks. So any issues with the audio today?
No issues.
Not more issues, but even some of the times we are getting like.
So yeah, we changed the machine actually. We changed the machine writing the video first. But network connection is very pretty healthy. It is 40 Mbps, so it's very high. But still, so might be the system issue. So because of that, we are facing these all the issues actually. So yeah, I hope from now it may not create an issue for us. So fine, guys.
Okay,
So,
Rashek.
yeah. Thanks all. This is for the day.
Thank,
Yeah, thanks.
thank you,
Thank
Raj.
you, Thank you, Rashek. Thank you. Excuse me, Ramesh. Hello.
Rajshekhar.
Hello.
Rajshekhar Madhu.
Sorry, Rashekar. Sorry. Do we have a video?
Sorry. Your voice got break. Sorry. What was that?
Do we have
Sorry. Can you repeat once again?
VB scripting?
VB scripting. Yeah, VB scripting session getting start today. So I think from today the session would start. You can attend that at 9:30, I guess. So at
9:30.
at 9:30 we have a session on the VB script.
And the same link.
You can check with Ram.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Thanks, Madhu.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.